Hello and welcome to Other Metagames Premier League 7 Week 3 Balanced Hackmons. On the top side we have Tzop of the Socialist Sobbles, who lost his game last week due to playing quite passively and possibly not having a good answer to Sturdy Shed. That loss was pretty sad. The game was quite one-sided. And on the bottom side we have Mamp, who also sadly lost his game because of playing a little bit overconfidently, I believe. So both of these are trying to get a win for their team and restore their record. So you can see here that Tzop is running a fairly offensive team with double Rayquaza. This could be quite dangerous depending on the sets that he has on his Rayquazas. Whereas Mamp is running a good amount more bulky team thanks to that Xerneas, which you can assume is probably Poison Heal. The Gengar is a solid wall breaker, and Hoopa U could be a problem for him, though if T-Tar is running Pursuit, then Hoopa won't be able to get more than 1 or 2 kills. But Hoopa is a big problem, especially if it's running its Life Orb Hustle set. So let's check out this game. Hello? Ah, yes. Need to click the play button. So here's Zygarde on Chansey. The Chansey is indeed an imposter. Chansey gets out of the way to avoid being trapped by Thousand Waves and switches to Aegislash as Zygarde Volt switches out, knowing he won't risk that. So here's Gengar on Aegislash. Gengar Volt switches out on T-Tar, I believe. Okay, there's Sandstream Tar to stop to beat Sheds. Here's Xerneas, and it manages to get its Toxic Orb activated safely. Aegislash is back in, and Xerneas sets up Rocks, which is pretty solid. Stealth Rock is quite a valid move on Xerneas because it bursts so many switches and bouncers don't really want to face it usually. Xerneas uses Taunt, which is not common, but it is valid. I do like Taunt to prevent recovery. This stops Aegislash from defogging the Stealth Rock away. So Chansey on the Kyogre, as this Kyogre also shows its Poison Heal Kyogre. Chansey defogs the Stealth Rock away, and Kyogre burns the Chansey with Scald, which is quite a lucky turn for him. And you can see that's probably... These are probably both defensive Poison Heal Pokemon. They don't have boosting, probably. So Chansey gets Ice Beam into Magearna, only taking 14. I don't know whether that means it's a Assault Vest Magearna, but it might be. So here's Ray on Zygarde. This is big. And Zygarde luckily has Baneful Bunker and this Ray Boom Burst, which probably means it's Choice Specs. Here's Registeel, and let's check out the damage. It takes 46. Registeel recovers its leftovers. This means that it is indeed Choice Specs, and Tzop decides to push the issue and Boom Burst again. Registeel Anchor Shots the Rayquaza, trapping it and forcing it to use all its Boom Bursts and hope for a critical hit. So here we'll just watch the Rayquaza and the Registeel go at it, but the Rayquaza has is losing here because it has to hope for a 1 out of 16 chance critical hit, and he'd only have 16 Boom Bursts. So one critical hit Boom Burst could be enough to open up this game, though. But with Registeel recovering leftovers, it's only taking about 37 to 43%. So it's not too afraid. It's 3 HKO'd. And even with critical hit Boom Burst, only does like 65 or 70%. See, 49%. That's a pretty big damage roll. That's about the highest you'll go. So Boom Burst there will probably do about 70% critical hit, and it can recover off that. So Tzop is not going to get much mileage out of this Rayquaza. So let's just, I'm going to speed this up a good deal. So it's just Boom Bursting, Boom Burst. So here it goes. So there's Rayquaza, it's struggling, and it's gone. So here's the other Rayquaza, and it V-creates the Registeel, killing it. So that's that for that Registeel. So Aegislash in on the Xerneas. It's Flash Fire, luckily, so it does resist all of Xerneas moves. So let's take stock now that that's over. So we saw Gengar running Volt Switch. That means that that's Choice Specs. And Zygarde C revealed Baneful Bunker, which usually means that it's not Prankster Haze because they don't have enough room to run that. And we also saw a Volt Switch, and we can presume 1000 Waves. So we know the full sets: Baneful Bunker, 1000 Waves, Volt Switch, and some Recovery. And these two Poison Heals, quite bulky. Xerneas for Stealth Rock and Kyogre with Defog. Xerneas also has Taunt. We actually know the full set. It's Moonblast, Stealth Rock, Taunt, and Magma Storm. And actually, this is a huge problem for Tzop because Aegislash can't wall this without being able to recover its health. So I actually don't think that Tzop's in a great position anymore. Though it might look like it on the surface, I don't think he's in a good position anymore. And that Kyogre, he doesn't have any resist to that either. So if it's running like Scald, which it almost certainly is, nothing in his team can resist that. And the Imposter chance, he's burned, so that's just going to be taking residual damage every time it switches in. He does have that other Ray, and you saw from what happened to Registeel that it is running V-Create, which usually means that it's Choice Banded. Could be Mixed 8, but Choice Band Tough Claws is a far more likely possibility. And he also has the T-Tar, which, if it was, unfortunately, it's Defensive Sandstream, which really won't help Tzop against this team. And Magearna is a wild card. It probably is some sort of Assault Vest set. Actually, I'm not sure about that. I don't remember if it got Leftovers Recovery, but whatever it is, it loses to Kyogre. So if he can, if Tzop can kill the Kyogre, then he's in a good position, but otherwise he is not. And Mamp probably knows this and won't let that happen. So let's continue. So Rayquaza is in. As Xerneas gets rocks up, it brings in Zygarde. Rayquaza clicks Dragon Ascent against that, dealing 48. It shows it's not Fur Coat Zygarde. And Aegislash is in against Zygarde to try and get those rocks off. Zygarde wishes. And Aegislash does defog the Stealth Rock away. And we see its Magic Bounce, actually. So here's who's going to receive this wish. There's Hoopa U receiving the wish. See what this does. And it just does a simple U-turn out on Magearna, dealing 5%. So that's probably not choice banded. It would have done a little bit more. It would have probably done like 10. Magearna shores up as Gengar clicks Moongeist Beam, showing its Prankster Magearna. That does 77%, showing that it is Choice Specs, I believe. And Magearna has to is obliged to Destiny Bond because he doesn't have any Gengar resist either. Actually, I didn't realize this, but yeah, you can see that now. He probably could have gone for T-Tar on that. Might have been a better play. So Xerneas gets his rocks up. Aegislash Spectral Thieves to Xerneas, which I don't know why he did that. He could have gone for the... He should have gone for a Defog, I believe. Like, he's out... Like, he's got the PP disadvantage anyway, so it's not like he would have lost much if he had gone for Defog. So there's Spectral Thief on Xerneas again. Not like that matters. Just trying to do some chip. Chansey is in on Xerneas, taking Stealth Rock and a Moonblast and Burn. That means its Chansey's already almost gone. And they're just trading Moonblast. This is not going to end well for Chansey because Chansey isn't getting Poison Heal and getting burned. Chansey goes for another Moonblast, dealing 44 to Zygarde, a modest amount, not nearly enough. Zygarde will just recover that health off easily, so. And Chansey faints. I don't know what that did. I think he was trying to chip it into range for this Ray. But Zygarde doesn't have to worry because he can just Baneful Bunker like he just did, scout the move, and then just switch into whatever. So Ray now is poisoned and on a timer, and it's got to take Stealth Rock damage whenever it comes in. So Hoopa U comes in, and Ray kills it with Dragon Ascent. Hoopa U wasn't really important to him because of the Magearna, so it was the right sack to make. So here's Gengar. Gengar forces him to switch out, and T-Tar gets its Sandstorm back up. Gengar Volt switches out of T-Tar into Xerneas again, so Xerneas is actually proving to be a big problem for his team too. Remember, because Aegislash can't recover on it, so he's got to bring Aegislash back in on Stealth Rock and Moonblast damage as well. So, and now you bet that Xerneas is going to taunt to prevent that recovery. So he does. Aegislash goes for Defog and of course is stopped. Aegislash luckily is getting leftovers, so it won't be nearly enough though. Magearna in, and it Moonblasts the Magearna. At least Magearna can get one recover off before it gets taunted. I don't know what it will do actually, but I don't think it does. But this is pretty much, by now, Tzop is pretty much gone. He's just playing it out, but he's gone because Mamp hasn't even committed his Kyogre yet, and Tzop's team is just getting chipped down faster and faster. Switches in Aegislash on the Magma Storm, getting a depleting that. Doesn't really matter. And Aegislash futilely tries to defog as Mamp goes for the easy taunt. Like, taunting there is a no-brainer, because even if he switches out again, he just taunts the Magearna and it can't shore up, so it's fine. Aegislash Spectral Thieves the Xerneas as it Moonblasts. So Mamp is just playing mechanically. He doesn't have to make any fancy predictions or anything. Magma Storm on the Magearna would have been nice, but it wasn't necessary at all. So here's Moonblast on the Xerneas for 31. Nothing big. This is a pretty sad game to watch, honestly, that he's just being slowly chipped down. I would have forfeited by now. And also you can see Tzop's timer is running out. He's like down to 20 seconds per move, so I don't know what thought there is to make anymore. Moonblast into Gengar. Mamp says this is enough. Tzop brings in T-Tar as Gengar goes for the Moongeist Beam, knowing that that really won't matter too much. Even if he loses that Gengar, he's got Xerneas and Kyogre, so why not try and chip something down? It doesn't matter. So T-Tar gets destroyed by that Moongeist Beam. I forgot how low health that was, but yeah, it's gone. So Tzop is gone. His matchup is quite bad. He Moongeist for a whopping 85. Magearna can't take another one of those. Magearna shores up, knowing that Mamp won't push the issue, though he could easily do that. He could easily have pushed the issue and just Destiny bonded and traded down to an even easier endgame. Aegis Slash taunted again on the switch. That means it can't even get its... So Aegis Slash is dying a slow death thanks to its leftovers. There's Moonblast for 16%. So at this point, might as well just speed it up. So just speed it up. Aegis Slash taunted. Xerneas Moonblast the Aegis Slash. This is all something we've all seen it before. Pretty standard stuff. Catches Magearna on the switch with the Magma Storm, 43%. That's that for the Magearna, really. Because now he can't recover his health, and he's almost certainly not a U-turn variant. Misses the Magma Storm. That's not a huge problem, because he'll hit it this time. And there goes the Magearna. It's gone. Here's Ray. And Ray does 75 to Xerneas, killing it. But he's got Gengar always. And Tzop sees that he's gone. Aegis Slash will die to the following Moongeist Beam and throws in the towel. So this game was a pretty one-sided game. Even though Tzop had 2 Rayquazas, they were both choice locked, and Zygarde with its Baneful Bunker took full advantage of the choice lock to win quite easily, in my opinion. Had Tzop brought a Triage Ray or something like that, or if he brought Mixed Aerolite Ray, something might have happened differently. We don't really know whether his Gengar... We do know, actually, it was adaptability. That Moongeist Beam would have done only like 60% had it not been adaptability. And we saw it was choice specs as well. So this round actually showed that the choice Rayquaza sets, though they can put out a whole bunch of damage at the outset, are quite slow, can be offensively checked easily by ice attacks and from faster mons. The much more threatening set is Triage right now, though people are beginning to find checks to that. But this week, and especially this game, showed that not even Choice Band plus Specs Ray can break through a well-played core. And Mamp did bring that Registeel, but and a Registeel alone probably wouldn't have dealt with that Specs Ray because he could have just predicted and like clicked Blue Flare or something and just blown that Registeel away. But with Zygarde on the Baneful Bunker, he knew, Mamp knew that he could handle it. And that's also, this also is a good game of not committing your win cons too soon. And we actually never got to see what that Kyogre was running, but you can bet that Kyogre would have swept through Tzop's team had Mamp committed it. But Mamp was waiting for the Magearna to die, because I think that Magearna could have, if it had been running Spectral Thief, stalled it out perhaps, because with Heish, with Prankster and Shore Up, you can stall that out sort of, even if it's running like Water Spout. And it, well, if it's running Scald, it has to QD up, but if it's running Water Spout, it doesn't have to. But that's that for that game. Tzop, disappointing 0-2 record and not showing his form that he was showing during the seasonal, whereas Mamp playing quite well again this week. And I'll make sure to link to Mamp's video of this game so that you can watch the game from his perspective as well, because he actually knows what size Kyogre was running. So there's that. But I will see you in the next video.